Hello, my name is Dustin Seetoo. I am the Director of Product Marketing for Premio Inc. and C&T Solutions here at Embedded World 2020. I'm excited to be here because it's a new time for edge computing and it's continued to explode in IoT and embedded computing. But to focus here on the product and why this is so fitting for that market is our VCO 6100 for NVMe. So one of the biggest challenges and demands from the market currently is having a combination and convergence of both high performance compute, high capacity performance storage, and high performance GPU based computing. So what we've done here is, based on our design principles, we've added our standard fanless design on the top, and then on the bottom modular, broken it out into a semi-fanless design. So in terms of the GPU compute, we support up to a 2060 full height, full length type of GPU. In that element, you get all the display ports for DP, HDMI, and then DVI. But one of the most key selling points of this product is that we've added NVMe storage. So NVMe storage comes from the high performance data centers. We're able to kind of converge that into a fanless embedded box. So what we're able to do there is we've added NVMe storage in M.2 form factor. So we can support up to 4 NVMe storage, and based on the design architecture, this can do about 8 gigabytes per second on the storage. So why that's extremely important is because now you have the GPU that does a real-time calculation. It can offload a lot of those data sets to the NVMe and go back and forth when it needs to for the machine learning capabilities. So this product is really great for a lot of vision, machine learning, a lot of real-time applications.
Hi, Brandon Lewis, Embedded Computing Designer here at Embedded World 2020. We're in Hall 1 with 656, and I'm here with Dustin Seetoo, who is the Director of Product Marketing for Premio. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to see you again, Brian.
You too. So, what is Premio? Tell us a little bit about you. Like, what sets you apart from everybody else?
Good question. So Premio as a whole has been in the industrial computing market for 30 years. So this year is actually a huge milestone for Premio's brand and all its partners specifically because we've been in the business for 30 years. The reason why you haven't heard of Premio on the back end as a brand is because we really focus on the B2B side of the business. We deal with a lot of major OEMs who rely on our design and engineering manufacturing of a lot of our industrial grade products here that range from what we call edge to cloud. So a lot of fanless embedded boxes all the way to panel PCs, and then on the high end of that we do a lot of high performance data center type of rack mountable storage products as a whole. So just to kind of explain, we are here at Embedded World 2020 under our embedded brand that's outside of North America, which is the C&T Solution. C&T Solution is their core strength and competency is in the design and engineering of all fanless embedded boxes. So some of those key design principles and why that's so beneficial in the IoT and embedded boxes is that we have support for wide temperature, all fanless designs, all cableless designs, wide power input, all the way to military spec shock and vibration. So as you can see, Brandon, as this market continues to explode into IoT and as edge computing continues to grow at the rugged edge, what I like to call, there's actually a huge demand for these type of products currently. So it's a good time for us to be in the business.
That's awesome. One of the things that we hear all about lately is computer vision and machine vision, and you're just using vision in general to do all manner of things. And you've had some of that type of capability in some consumer devices, and then maybe in some really high-end like surveillance systems or inspection systems. But trying to make it ubiquitous has been a challenge. Why do you think that is?
So vision as a whole, from an industrial automation standpoint, has always been there. Utilizing a lot of the camera technology has always been a benefit for the automation guys. But where I see where there's starting to be an inflection point is now the combination of high performance compute, high performance storage capacity, now high performance network that's pushing out wirelessly from the edge level, which is not only through Ethernet connections, but now through telecom carriers like LTE as well, 4G and eventually 5G. But specifically focusing on machine vision, why that's important, what I see is that they're starting to utilize a lot of the GPU-based computing, and that's as important because traditionally in a compute element, the computer or the CPU itself was very sequential. Right. And if you need to do a lot of real-time computing, what time has told us and a lot of the applications have told us, and what the customers are demanding is a GPU-based system.
And a lot of that's to execute these neural networks that you're now applying to the machine vision system.
Yeah, so on the back end of the data center, another topic to really talk about is there's a decentralization away from the cloud. Right. It's saying, okay, we understand the cloud is very expensive, the latency is huge to go back and forth bidirectionally. So what is the challenge that we're trying to solve? So that challenge really is what edge computing is as a whole. So edge computing moves all that bandwidth locally where the box and where the data is being generated.
Right.
So if you can access that data in real time, what that solves is that you can really address a lot of the challenges in real time and deliver real-time decision making, and that stems to a lot of predictive insights, predictive maintenance, all those good things that are beneficial.
But you sort of bring up a little bit of a paradox, right? You need this performance of the data center and cloud, but you're taking that stuff and trying to move it to the edge. And then in these edge systems, Premio builds fanless bed boxes, you understand this.
Yes.
It's hard to put a big power-sucking GPU out there on the edge and then have it be in a rugged system, something that is resource constrained, right? And I think that's where some of your core competencies come in.
Yes, so in the early time of that market, a lot of the demand was exactly that, is that they understood that they didn't want to go to the cloud and they still needed a pretty powerful GPU. So kind of our design principle and our concept is, and our strength is that we originally always have a fanless design, but we're always able to look at the design for two major elements. Is that, okay, we have to understand that some of these applications and products are going into a lot of these harsh environments that need to have wide temperature, but when you add a GPU, that adds additional thermal, right? But then now, like you mentioned, it's a power sucking. So one great application, I think it's timely now, and kind of I can showcase the product and it's very beneficial, is the coronavirus, right? We're in Germany now, and there was a lot of scare about everything going on about the coronavirus. I was even worried myself. I don't know about you, but one thing that we've learned through some of our applications that is helping solve a lot of the challenges in health and prevention for pandemics like this is utilizing GPU at the edge. So one example and application use case is a major international airport that basically removed the human element of scanning people, or remove the human element of actually checking passports themselves, but moving that to more of a machine to help manage that based on a back-end algorithm. And why that's so important for a lot of the coronavirus specifically is because by connecting a GPU-based system with a lot of thermal cameras, you're able to see based on temperatures, who potentially has a risk of a virus, and you can segregate and control and prevent that type of pandemic before the outbreak really happens.
Right, that's awesome. I hope I don't look like I have a fever.
No, you're okay.
Okay, and then any other use cases that you're working on right now?
Another big use case as well is in the metrology and inspection. What metrology and inspection is basically in a production line within inline. It's very high speed, so when you're doing 1,000 and thousands and thousands of products, that you need to be able to detect deficiencies, or you need to be able to detect malfunctions or errors very quickly. And how that's done is utilizing a machine vision type system with a GPU based, and it's all contactless. So using a lot of sensors, using a lot of cameras, and those type of high speed, technologies, and pushing that into a GPU, you're able to do it in real time very quickly and efficiently.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dustin. I really appreciate your time. If people want to find out more about products like the VCO 6100 here for NVMe, they can go to your website, which is?
So you can find us at www.premio.com.
Very good. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Brandon.